Hello, Mark. Today is ranking the studio albums by Kid Rock. Now, Kid Rock has been pretty divisive in his actions and his music for his entire career. But I was a huge fan when I first heard him in '98 with his first few singles that really just got a lot of attention right off the bat. And I really absolutely loved his music. Still to this day, I still keep up with Kid Rock, and I will give any album that comes out a listen, but I have kind of distanced myself from, I don't really want to tell people that I'm a Kid Rock fan. He's been extremely questionable lately. It's just so bizarre how he went from a rapper to sort of a combination of different genres to country. It was a weird transition that just didn't really make sense in terms of what was popular. Very strange career of Kid Rock. He's got a lot of albums. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 albums. And there's some compilations as well. And maybe we'll do a bonus round. But let's just jump right into ranking the studio albums by Kid Rock. And I'm excited to kind of be a little critical, whereas I've been super positive and super happy. Rebel Soul is some of the worst music I've ever heard in my life. It was the most disappointed I had ever been with a Kid Rock album, coming off the heels of what came before this. Let's see. So Rebel Soul came out in 2012. So this would have been coming off the heels of Born Free, which is not a bad album. But man, I don't know. I usually enjoyed Kid Rock's albums, but he went sort of like, it was like Blue-Eyed Soul, but done badly. Let's see, you got Chickens in the Pen, Let's Ride, Three Cat Boogie, Detroit, Michigan, Rebel Soul. God Save Rock and Roll is okay. It's a passable rock and roll track. Happy New Year is the highlight here. It's a kind of a funny song, and I really like it. There was a music video for it. That would be the only one I would recommend from Rebel Soul. Celebrate, The Mirror, Mr. Rock and Roll. Coochie Galore is absolutely atrocious. Redneck Paradise is just obnoxious. Cocaine and Gin is okay. It's a slower song, not bad. And Midnight Fairy is garbage. So yeah, this album is pretty trash, except for 2 out of 12 songs, or 2 out of 14 songs. Yeah, it's absolute garbage. Absolutely recommend you stay away from Rebel Soul. Then you got, let's see, coming in next is going to be 1996's EMSP. Now this one is, there's a significant jump up from my least favorite to my second least favorite. This one's got a lot of stuff that would later turn up on the History of Rock, which was such a good compilation. I really wish that I was tempted to include it in my ranking the studio albums, even though it's technically a compilation. History of Rock is just amazing. Amazing album. But it's a compilation album from ESMP and the Polyfused Method. Really terrible album titles here. You got the title track, you got Paid. Absolutely love Paid. It's one of my favorite just straight up rap songs from Kid Rock. Very groovy, very different. I wanna go back is one of the most emotional raps that Kid Rock has ever put out. Live featuring Esham, Detroit Thing with the Howling Diablos, You Keep On, Shotgun Blast, Freestyle Run, Classic Rock, You Know My Name Is Rock, You Know My Name Is Rock, Where You At Rock, Crack Rocks featuring Uncle Cracker, excuse me, The Prodigal Son Returns, Black Chick, White Guy, and outro. Man, for an album coming in near the bottom of my list, EMSP is pretty dang good. 96 Kid Rock tearing up the scene already. Coming in, so coming in next is another lesser known album, The Polyfuse Method from 1993. Whew, let's see, artistry, let's see, this one features a lot of skits. Fred is a skit. There's some other ones, then there's Killing Brain Cells, which is great. The Prodigal Son is a really great one. The Crampers, a little bit goofy and stupid. Three Sheets to the Wind, and F You Blind, Desperado, Back from the Dead, My Odysseus Complex. Can't say the name of track 10. Can't say the name of track 11, although I think it's someone's name. I'm still not going to say it out loud. TV Dinner Skit, Pancake Breakfast. Can't say the there's a lot of really vulgar stuff. I can't say track 14. You guys can look it up. In So Deep is great, and You Don't Know Me is also really great. That's some of Kid Rock's earliest material there. Kind of starting to see a blend of metal in there. Over his career, he started pure rap, then he kind of did a little metal rap, and then he kind of did some metal country rap, and then just full-on country at some point. So you start hearing that pretty early, like in the early 90s. Coming in next, I don't have this album either, although I do have a lot of physical copies sitting here in front of me. Coming in next, for the ranking the discography of Kid Rock, is going to be, this is a later Kid Rock album, and this one kind of grew on me. This is his latest, 2017's Sweet Southern Sugar. It's sort of a rock, country rock album, and let's just jump, so there's 10 tracks, so there's not a whole lot of filler here, which is nice. I'm usually one, I prefer maybe 13, 14 songs on an album that needs 13 or 14 songs, but I felt like this one was pretty solid 10 tracks. Greatest Show on Earth, Podunk, and Tennessee Mountaintop all seem to just get dumped on the world at the same time. I Wonder is kind of forgettable. American Rock and Roll is okay, that's decent. Back to the Other Side's forgettable. Raining Whiskey, written by Frankie Miller and Ralph Murphy. It's a pretty good song. Stand the Pain is a highlight. And then you end the album with Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, a Four Tops cover. Who was asking for this? Who needed a cover of this song? It's not a bad song, and Kid Rock does it justice. But who on the planet, who in the world wanted Kid Rock's version of Sugar Pie Honey Bunch? It's useless. It's mildly entertaining at best. And then the album ends with Grandpa's Jam, which is not good. Not good at all. But now we're starting to get into the ones that I have physical copies of, I believe. We're coming in next. Not one of my favorite album covers, but this album is pretty solid. This is going to be Kid Rock's Born Free in 2010. And in my notes here, I have it listed as one of the weaker links in his discography, but you know, it's not bad by any means. So you got, let's see what we got here. Born Free, Slow My Roll, Care, Purple Sky, When It Rains, God Bless Saturday, Collide, Flying High, Times Like These, Rock On, Rock Bottom Blues, and For the First Time in a Long Time. The title track's pretty good. Slow My Roll is okay. Care, which features Martina McBride and T.I. of all people, is pretty darn good. I actually enjoyed that one a lot. Purple Sky is a real highlight here. When It Rains is a real beautiful, powerful ballad dedicated to Joe C. and his passing. And yeah, When It Rains, It Pours. Wish I didn't know now the things I never knew before. God Bless Saturday, the party track. Collide with Sheryl Crow and Bob Seger is very good. Really great, solid single there. Flying High with Zach Brown, mediocre. Times Like These, Rock On, Rock On Bottom Blues, And For the First Time in a Long Time is a really great album closer. And Kid Rock, you know, is all over the place vocally and instrumentally. And For the First Time in a Long Time does not sound like him. He's just totally changed his voice up for that one, and it really kind of works nice for that song. For the first time in a long time, I don't feel abused. For the first time in a long time. So that was 2010's Born Free. Doing alright back there, buddy? Okay, coming in next is going to be this is a weird one too. This is 2015's, wow, look at this garbage. Look at this garbage artwork. First Kiss. What an atrocious CD. This is just, ugh. I mean, I don't mind Pink, but this, what? Oh. Look at this. Oh. Dollar bill cowboy boots. Oh. It's just disgusting. Now, the music contained within is a little better than the packaging. First Kiss is alright. But there are some really bad songs on here mixed in with the good ones. I do like that it is only 10 tracks. However, when some of them are this bad, wow. And get this, so there are 10 tracks. Track number 10 is a bonus track. So Kid Rock only had 9 songs to work with here. First Kiss is good. Good Times Cheap Wine is bad. Ain't Enough Whiskey is really bad. Drinking Beer with Dad is great. I really like Drinking Beer with Dad. Good Time Looking for Me is bad. Best of Me. Now the rest of this album is pretty solid. The end of this album is great. So you got The Best of Me, which is a really great, powerful rock song. One More Song, which is kind of an anthem. And Jesus and Bocephus. Beautiful song about coming to know Jesus and Hank Williams Jr. I met them both in Dixieland. And then the bonus track for the explicit version is F.O.A.D. And I absolutely love this song. I've been working on a cover myself. But it's Why Don't You Just F.O.A.D. Look it up. It's a fun song. This is produced by Kid Rock and Dan Huff. And the production on here is not bad. It's just kind of, it just feels like kind of a flimsy record. Kind of a flimsy record. I'm not sure what was going on. Kid Rock here, you got some typical Does smells pretty good. And the lyrics are in here, the credits are in here. You got the standard, just a lot of pictures of Kid Rock. His name, pictures of him. So it's, you know, kind of just a standard album. Nothing great, nothing spectacular. But man, this Pepto-Bismol color is just blah, man. What in the world? Maybe, does anybody have any rock albums or any albums that has a good pink artwork? That's really strange. There's got to be some good pink albums out there, right? Okay, so that's gotten the worst Kid Rock stuff out of the way. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Now we're getting into stuff that I'm not going to criticize so much, but more so praise. I'll try to criticize what I can. So we'll get into here and we'll try to be a little bit mean, a little bit nice to Mr. Rock, Robert James Ritchie. You guys know that his son is a musician now. Several years back, there was this big hype for his son to release an album, and then it just never really happened. I'm not sure what Junior is doing now, but I see him on live chats on YouTube sometimes, but he's not making music. I don't know what the deal is. So coming in next is his earliest record from 1990, Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast. And this one I had a really interesting relationship with. I came across this in high school. Some friends of mine had a copy of this, and it was just, I could not believe how obscene it was. I won't even show you the back of this, but it's a pure rap record from Kid Rock, and it's pretty good. It's really enjoyable. You got Doing Things in the Valley, The Genuine Article, Cramp Ya Style, New York's Not My Home. Extremely politically incorrect, but a lot of fun. Super Rhyme Maker, with the 1-2 and all that good, with the 1-2 out of boo boo. Some of the best rapping from Kid Rock ever on this. I can't say that. Abdul Jabbar Cut, I can say. Step and Stride, The Upside, and bonus tracks, Style of Expression, and Trippin' Over a Rock. So 13 really great, just pure rap tracks. You do have some guitar work on here, but this is pretty much a hip-hop album, and it's just darn good. You know, young Kid Rock is making some really great music, and look at that haircut, man. Maybe, let's see, I don't think I can show you the inside of this booklet. I can show you that. And I can show you that haircut. There. Pretty standard disc there. But yeah, Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast. Not many people have heard it. I don't know if it's available for streaming. But there are copies out there. I bought this as a teenager, so probably wasn't too hard to track down. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Some of those early Kid Rock releases are hard to get. But we're moving on to the next one. And that's the first really great one. So we're getting into the really good ones now. That was 1990's Grit Sandwiches for Breakfast. That sounds really gross, grit sandwiches. I don't like grits at all. Who would want a grit sandwich? Coming in next is going to be, oh man, yeah, this is, oh, the beautiful stuff. Oh yeah, I can't show you it from a distance. And then this is the front. Kid Rock self-titled. And, you know, self-titled records can be, you never know what you're going to get with a self-titled record. But this one, I think it was almost called Rock and Roll Pain Train at some point. But yeah, you got the Rock and Roll Pain Train. Then the second track is, can't say the name of it, but it features Hank Williams Jr. and it's a lot of fun as well. Cadillac! Oh, she had some Cadillac! Man, it would drive you wild. Oh man. Feel Like Making Love, a cover of Bad Company's Feel Like Making Love. Interesting that Paul Rogers ended up with Queen for a short period of time. So there's a connection there. The cover's okay. The cover's alright. Black Bob is a rap song. One of the last ones we would get from Kid Rock. As after this album, things take a major change in style. So Jackson, Mississippi was great. Great rock and roll tune. Cold and Empty is one of my favorite ballads of all time. Intro. I've talked a little bit about misplaced intros. I think Stained had one. At the end of an album, they had an intro. And this is a really great rap in the middle of this album called Intro. Rock and Roll is one of my favorite Kid Rock songs ever. One of my favorite songs ever. So if you're going to listen to one song off of this Kid Rock album, listen to track 8, Rock and Roll. Really great. You've never done this before, but you feel like trying. I've been here plenty of times and I know you're lying. Oh. Hillbilly Stomp features Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. They're pretty good friends. I Am North and South Dakota. Son of Detroit, Do It For You. Hard night for Sarah, but she'll have to see it through. Hard Night for Sarah was actually originally a Bob Seger song, I think, and it got reinterpreted here. Run Off to LA is another, man, when Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow get together, they just cannot make a bad song. I think they've got at least 3 or 4 together, and they're all just perfect. The bonus track, Single Father, Part-Time Mother, when I'm not one, then I'm the other. You used to be my full-time lover. Now I'm a single father and a part-time mother. I spend every minute I can with my boy. There's no doubt about it. He's my pride and joy. Oh man, that just, I got to see my son this morning, and that's just, man, being a single father, rough, man. Single father, part-time mother, when I'm not one, then I'm the other. You used to be my full-time lover. Lately I've been spending lots of time with my kid, telling him stories about the things that we did when we were a family a long time ago. I answered his questions till I'm blue in the face. Wish all the hurt in him I could erase, but I tell him the truth, 'cause he ain't too young to know. I spend every minute I can with my boy. There's no doubt about it. He's my pride and joy. Someday he'll grow up and I won't have him no more. Some things I just find too hard to explain. So I go to a McDonald's or I buy him a train and we put it together on the living room floor. Such is the life of a single father, he says, Daddy, explain. If it's not too much bother, why it's just you and me living here in this home. I don't understand it, and neither does he. Why there's just 2 of them when there should be 3 of us sharing this moment. God, I feel so alone. Yeah, so it's a pretty great album there. Woo! God, I feel so alone. Woo! 2003's self-titled, pretty darn good. Brings the tears to the eyes, got me feeling it in my soul. Very good album. Really no bad songs on there. There's a few. My least favorites would probably be Hillbilly Stomp, and Son of Detroit is a little bit forgettable, but not that bad. All right, now we are in. We got 2 bonus tracks in this video today. Now we are in the top 3 Kid Rock albums. Like I said, if History of Rock could have been included as a studio album, I would have. I'm so tempted to do it just because it's freaking amazing. But it's not a studio album. So coming in next is going to be 2007's Rock and Roll Jesus. I don't think there was too much controversy about the title. I guess people kind of understood that he wasn't saying that he was Jesus. But you know, that song is really good. Amen is one of the best made songs Kid Rock has ever done. Another emotional kicker about starving children and soldiers dying in war and race relations. Really speaks volumes about today's situations. How can we seek salvation when our nation's race relations got me feeling guilty of being white, Yeah, I mean, Kid Rock has really lost some brain cells in the last few years, but he was really preaching hard on Rock and Roll Jesus. Had the mega hit with All Summer Long. My dad still blasts that all the time. Roll On, So Hot. So hot! Sugar is a really great rap tune on this one. When You Love Someone is great. New Orleans actually sounds like it was recorded by someone else. It doesn't sound like Kid Rock singing. It just sounds like an old blues musician from the streets of New Orleans. Don't Tell Me You Love Me is my least favorite on here. It's not that great. But Blue Jeans and Rosary, wow. One of the best ballads of all time. She wore blue jeans and a rosary, believed in God and believed in me. All her friends think she's a little crazy. She wears a smile, heart on her sleeve. Oh man, Half Your Age is a lot of fun. She's half your age and twice as hot. Makes you like start to do some math in your head of like, okay, Pamela Anderson's how old? And half of that, and then Kid Rock is 40 something. Okay, the bonus track. There's a bonus track. Don't you guys miss bonus tracks? I was talking with some guys earlier in a rock forum about how we could bring back the secret tracks or the bonus tracks in streaming. It can be done, right? Like maybe the last song or even a different song could have a secret track inserted into it with like a secret length. Like maybe you could see that where it's like, oh, this song doesn't have a length. That's weird. And then you get a secret bonus track after it. You get Low Life, Living the High Life, which is great. This was produced by Rob Cavallo from Green Day fame and more. But yeah, this is a great album. Let's get into here. Let's do some sniffing. Oh, there's the rosary. She wore blue jeans and a rosary. Believed in... Ooh, nice. Believed in God and believed in me. Really gorgeous booklet here. Man, I forgot how nice this thing looks. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of pictures of Kid Rock over and over again. But really, just really nice looking book. Ooh, Goldfinger images. That's really cool. And then you got, of course, his phrase back there. The, if it looks good, you'll see it. If it sounds good, you'll hear it. If it's marketed right, you'll buy it. But if it's real, you'll feel it. I believe that's on all of his albums. Some good lyrics that you can read pretty well. Smoking. I've been sitting here just wasting time, drinking, smoking, thinking, trying to free my mind. I ain't no rough guy, ain't no tough guy, don't dress up much and don't get out fly. Pawn in the game, that's all I am, giving all my ducats to Uncle Sam. Free to do what I please, little lady. I was born at night, but not last night, baby. I've been around, I've seen some things. I slept in dumpsters, got high with kings. So this is interesting in that it's in loving memory of my dear Ahmet Ernegan. And I remember not understanding what Kid Rock was saying when he was rapping about Ahmet Ernegan, my friend. I've been the world and back. But I'm a Michigan boy, can you feel that? Feel that? Ahmet Ernegan came up significantly in the book I just read, Pete Townshend's Who I Am. And so that's pretty interesting that Ahmet Ernegan was hanging out with Kid Rock and The Who. So that's pretty awesome. Music trivia for you there. That's very interesting to me. So you got Pete Townshend and Kid Rock mingling with the same people. That was a memorial for that individual. So now we're at my top 2 Kid Rock albums. Man, I almost don't believe my list here. Wow. These 2 albums are virtually tied. They are both perfect, but I can't leave you guys with a tie. So I'm going to have to go with, coming in at 2nd place, Devil Without a Cause. This is the 1998 classic Kid Rock album. Of course, the songs are written in a way that's extremely hard to read. I Hate You Forever. Produced by Kid Rock and John Travis, whoever that is. But this album is banging. I remember playing my Nintendo 64 with this playing, and that's one of my favorite memories from the 90s, the late 90s. High school, high school. It had been my freshman year. Ball with the Ba, Cowboy, Devil Without a Cause, I Am the Bull God, Roving Gangster Rollin', Wasting Time, Welcome to the Party. Welcome to the Party is interesting. Now, I had the edited version of Kid Rock's albums for a long time, and it's interesting in that he completely rewrote some songs for the edited version. They'd still be filthy, but then they would be bleeped out. It was kind of confusing. But Welcome to the Party actually features a rap by his drummer, Stephanie, and it's actually better on the clean version than the dirty version. So you need to find the clean version of Devil Without a Cause, because it's got some insane rapping by her. Her rapping may be on it, but Kid Rock's rapping on Welcome to the Party, and there might be another one. There's several on here where if you've heard the clean version and then you hear this one, the songs completely diverge lyrically and musically. It's wild. I know artists do that from time to time, but this had some of the most dramatic changes that I've heard. Absolutely crazy. So you need to get the clean version and the parental advisory version for a really good listening experience. I got one for you. Is interesting. Again, kind of doing a different voice than you would imagine. Fist of Rage is a classic. Only God Knows Why is just perfection. I'm still not used to the longer version of Only God Knows Why because I'm so used to the radio version. That kind of throws me off as well. F Off featuring Eminem is great. Where You At Rock is a reimagined version of an earlier song. And Black Chick White Guy is the same thing. And there are some secret tracks on this one as well that are pretty great. But man, this is my introduction to Kid Rock. Can't show, I'll show you the back of the CD. There's him and somebody else walking through a trailer park. Oh yeah, I remember this. I don't know if I can show you this one. Some of his booklets actually has some nudity in it, but I don't know if this one does. Okay, so he's in front of a strip club. Mark. Okay. Okay, so you got this cool poster. Remember this from back in the day? It was really cool. You get the Twisted Brown Trucker Band down here. Some major lineup changes with them. Especially Joe C is gone. I know the guitarist had a falling out with Kid Rock. And a lot of these other people don't look even remotely familiar to me anymore. Some really great interpolations of songs on this one, as are prominent in all Kid Rock albums. But yeah, this is just one of the most epic, perfect, just being at the right place in the right time. This is what caused Kid Rock to blow up and become the celebrity that he was for a time. He's now an insane old man. Have you guys figured out what my #1 record is going to be? Coming in first is 2001's. Wow, I was going to my junior prom when this came out. Yeah, this is the back of it, and this is the front of it. The greatest Kid Rock album of all time. I got really pumped up for this record. 2001, a lot of people were starting to download more, and Kid Rock really stayed on top of things with before this album came out. On his website, you could play, or stream, as they would call it today. You could play, I believe, there was several songs. At least I'm Wrong, But You Ain't Right. Let's see, I'm a Dog, Midnight Train to Memphis, and some more. But it got me instantly hooked on the sound of this record. He was going in a very different direction than Devil Without a Cause. And wow, Trucker Anthem kicks things off with a massive rap with Kid Rock and Uncle Crapper. Uncle Cracker. Forever was the big hit up until another song overtook it. Forever was great. Lay It On Me. I love the perfect blending of genres on this one. Absolutely, he perfected his craft. Cocky, the title track, is probably one of my least favorites, but it's not bad. They call me cocky, but it ain't bragging if you do it and you back it up. What I Learned Out on the Road is great. I'm Wrong, But You Ain't Right is a really cool hard rock tune. Lonely Road of Faith is a beautiful, gorgeous ballad. And then you get the weird, quirky, You Never Met a Bleep Quite Like Me. Again, some weird things going on with the different versions. For the single and the music video, how did they do it? They had a version called "You Never Met a White Boy Quite Like Me." They had that. They had that made and ready for play. But when you heard the song on the radio, they just replaced the F word with mother twice. Even though they had this clean version, the TV, the videos, and I don't understand why they used the mother quite like me when they had the version that said white boy, which was a lot less awkward. Because people are like, you never met a mother quite like me? What in the world is that? Why didn't they use the white boy version? Was it offensive for some reason? Like Kid Rock can't call himself white? I don't, what, censorship is stupid! And then you get, after that weird song, you get Picture featuring Sheryl Crow, which is absolutely the reason that the rest of Kid Rock's discography sounds the way that it does, because Picture was the just most overplayed song of the early 2000s. 2001 had a lot of overplayed songs, but yeah, Picture just takes the cake. Wow. And it's great. I love it. I love Picture to this day. 19 years later, it's aged well. Love the Sheryl Crow feature. I even liked some of the other versions that he did with other people for legal reasons or whatever. I'm a dog, baby. That song is pretty good. Midnight Train to Memphis is another just, when I heard it, I thought it was a cover of a 50s song. It's just absolutely beautiful breakup song. Baby Come Home is I wish my baby come home. I wish my baby would come back home. Drunk in the Morning is one of the greatest songs ever recorded. And the bonus track on this one, featuring Snoop Dogg, WCSR. If you're not easily offended, and you know, if you're old enough to buy the explicit version of Kid Rock songs, check out the West Coast something rhymes with Kid Rock and Snoop Dogg. They're rapping about Bill Clinton. They're rapping about being on an airplane with him, and a lot of women and other things that YouTube doesn't want me to talk about. Beautiful, beautiful record. Can't show you the CD, show you the scratched up side of it. There's a pedal guitar on there. That's pretty cool. I remember being in the back seat of my parents' car with the clean version of this, and just flipping through this booklet. It was just magical. There's the quote, if it looks good, if it feels good, if it's real, you'll feel it. Love these band pictures. You got Kid Rock, you got Uncle Cracker. Coming up next is going to be Jason Krause. I wish that Kid Rock would kind of reunite this classic lineup. There's Stephanie Eulenberg. I wish she would get more vocals. She can sing and play the drums at the same time. She's gorgeous. Jimmy Bones on the keyboards and everything else. Jimmy Bones was a huge part. And then here's Kenny Olson. Had some disagreements, artistic disagreements with the direction of the sound. And you know, when you're working in the band of a solo artist, you know, sometimes, you know, the guitarist is not going to. There's Joe C, who passed away before this came out. This record was dedicated to Joe C and to everyone who has walked that lonely road of faith, love, peace, and war. Kid Rock and the Twisted Brown Trucker Band. Absolutely gorgeous record. Just absolutely perfect in every way. the perfect blend of rock, country, and rap, and some metal, some pop. Okay, so bonus round. That's been ranking the studio albums by Kid Rock. He's got a live album, which is Live Trucker. Came out, I think, in 2005. Kind of reminds me, it felt like a ripoff of Green Day's Bullet in a Bible. Looks a heck of a lot like it. This one's got some interesting choices. You got Son of Detroit kicking things off, and then a bunch of singles like Ba with the Ba. The Cowboy intro is great. He does this little piano thing that's a lot different than the studio album or version. Devil Without a Cause, Somebody's Gotta Feel This, Fist of Rage. Picture features Gretchen Wilson, I guess because she was there. American Bad Butt, Rock and Roll Pain Train, EMSP, MFer Like Me, Cocky, Only God Knows Why, and a cover of Outstanding at the end for some reason. Not a middle finger on this CD, actually. This guy is trying to scout tickets. Let's see how this thing smells. Ooh, nice thick booklet. Some gorgeous, gorgeous pictures. There's a gorgeous Gretchen Wilson. The fireworks are never ending at the greatest show on earth. I have seen Kid Rock in concert. I was talking about that over on the Puddle of Mud video. And yeah, Puddle of Mud opened for Kid Rock. Ooh, can I show this? Yeah. And yeah, Puddle of Mud and Kid Rock. What a concert. That was one of my earlier concerts. I went to it by myself like I do most things in this life. And I gotta say, Kid Rock really put on a great show. And Puddle of Mud was a really great opener for him. There he is thanking us for I Am Not a Mushroom. That's interesting. So yeah, pretty solid live album there. Haven't really revisited it. Maybe I need to. Some of these live tracks are better than the studio version, so definitely need to revisit this one. What in the world? I hope you guys appreciate this. I've got like my CD collections just getting like thrown all over the place. It's making my OCD flare up. This is my, oh man, like I was saying, the so you got the red and the blue. You're supposed to have the red, the white, the blue. And this white, this is the Kid Rock's white album, The History of Rock. This came out shortly after Devil Without a Cause was wrapped up. And this is a compilation of older songs that he wanted to get out to the public, even though you know, his other studio albums have kind of been, you know, out of production for a while. So intro, American Bad Butt, Prodigal Son, Paid, Early Morning Stoned, Dark and Gray, Three Sheets to the Wind, Abortion, I Want to Go Back, You Keep On, F That, F You Blind, Born to Be Hick, and My Odysseus Complex, featuring Trusted Brown Trucker Band, Twisted Brown Trucker Band. Absolutely the best compilation album of all time. There's a young Kid Rock looking very troublesome there. And this is going to have some nasty, nasty pictures. I don't think I can show you this. Running out of battery. Oh yeah. I'll show you that. And I cannot. Whoop. Oh, you got to buy it for yourself. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. This has been ranking the studio albums of Kid Rock. That was a fun one. He's got some good stuff. He's got some bad stuff. He's all over the place. So I'm excited to see where Mr. Rock goes on his next adventure. So you guys like and subscribe for all the music information that you could ever hope to hear. Like and subscribe.